YB stays on your neck.
Yo, my dons, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. Well. As you can see on your screen now, Andy, shook as you like, Ruiz, has now confirmed the YB's inside. Listen, people try and tell the YB he ain't got sources inside Ruiz's camp. Have I not been trying to tell you, man, these last 6 weeks? YB hasn't got any sources. YB's making it up. How is it the YB can sit there and tell you categorically 5 weeks ago this dude is shook? How is it the YB can categorically tell everyone 5 weeks ago? No one else was telling you this. Oh, YB, you're late with this story. Well, how late was the YB with this story then? Yeah? How about 5 weeks ago? I tried to tell you, man. This dude is refusing to sign the contract. Hearn didn't want to tell you. AJ didn't want to tell you. Ruiz didn't want to tell you. The YB comes out exclusively, yeah? Proprietarily, yeah? Ruiz is refusing to sign the contract. He is shook. There's not one cell in his body that wants this fight. He's doing everything he can. I've been telling you for how long now? Gaiman comes out. Oh, Gaiman, we're gonna need $50 million. Gaiman don't want the fight. I've been telling you. They've been with the lawyers for the last 5 weeks trying to find a way out of this fight. And now it's come to pass. In public. This dude don't want it. He don't. 1 minute is the location. I'm not coming to the UK. I don't want to get my chain snatched. Now we heard it. Now we hear this man is about I'm gonna need more money. So wait there. Contractually speaking, when you sign a contract, yeah, that was all locked in. If you had an issue with that, you should have made it clear at the start. As an example, I talked about this a while ago. Dillian White, he refused to sign his contract initially for the April date. That's his business. He chose to do that and stood by it. Fine. Ruiz, on the other hand, let's get it straight as well. AJ wasn't looking for Ruiz. Dillian White, on the other hand, Dillian White actually got headhunted by AJ. Yeah? He was looking for that fight if Wilder and Fury shut themselves and didn't want it. But Ruiz, on the other hand, Ruiz was begging. He was begging for the fight. AJ, pick me. AJ, change my life, AJ. AJ, change my life. He was begging. Certified. Go back to his Twitter. He was begging for the fight. Begging for it. Hands open. He was on his knees. Several pictures out there. Listen, the YB's got exclusive photos of Andy Ruiz on his knees with his Jesus sandals on, hands in the air, begging AJ to bless him. That's the bottom line. He was begging for it. He wasn't worried about no rematch clause. He wasn't worried about no location. He wasn't worried about He wasn't worried about no neutral location. He wasn't worried about the UK fans breaking him mentally. He wasn't worried about I'm gonna need $50 million. The minute he wins the fight, or the minute listen, I've heard from sources, and as I've been explaining this long time, Andy Ruiz knows the fix is in. Do you understand that? He knows he's going to get brought down, and that's why he's trying to be smart about it. He's trying to string it out as long as possible, and that's the other reason why he's trying to demand more money. Now I'm going to do a separate video talking about the money demands in its own right, because listen, the YB's got exclusive sources coming only on YouTube, 100%. In fact, I've got 2 videos coming with new exclusive information only found on the YB channel, 100%. This is a certified, exclusive, proprietary, investigative journalism exclusiveness. Simple as that, yeah? But anyway, as for this video, this one here is just to let everyone know, this dude, what more can I say? In a way, I thought for a second, should I even do this video? Because anyone who's been following the channel, you man already knew this. This ain't news to us. This really ain't news. Unless you thought I was sitting here having a laugh. My man, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I told everyone, listen. Barry Hearn broke it. Eddie Hearn broke it. Barry Hearn said, oh, yeah, the rematch is getting more complicated every day. People were saying, oh, well, it must be different locations. No. Ruiz is putting his foot down. As I've explained many times, Eddie Hearn said 5 weeks ago, oh yeah, we're gonna be announcing a venue soon. Ruiz said no, he wasn't having any of it. And now it's come to the point where Hearn and AJ have essentially exposed Andy Ruiz. But I'll leave that for another video. I'll leave that for my other video. But for today, I want to say one more thing. A few weeks ago, I also told you, listen, this dude Ruiz, yeah, He has, and Gaiman as well. Both of them two have been seeing their USA physicians. Yeah, these dudes ain't been sleeping right. Do you understand that? People think I'm having a laugh. I've spoke to several dons in Andy Ruiz's and Al Gaiman's camp. They are broken. Yeah, Gaiman is broken. He can't handle the fact that Eddie Ironclad Hearn has entangled him in a contract, and he's bent over at this point. Gaiman is literally bent over, holding his ankles and saying, "Please." That's what he sounded like. 100%. That there was a recording of what Gaiman sounds like now. That's what he sounds like, holding his ankles. 100%. He's been. Bottom line is, yeah, they're sitting there, and you've heard the narrative. We know Eddie Hearn confirmed to us that the LDBC are paid by Gaiman. I've got a video. Listen, the YB got so many videos going, but that one there, you've heard Eddie Hearn expose it. Yeah, LDBC are paid. So when people are paid by an entity, they push narratives. Now, what was the LDBC narrative? Oh man, you know what he is, huh? Al Gaiman and Andy Ruiz, they got the belts. Yeah, Eddie Hearn best come up with $50 million, else the fight ain't gonna happen. Yeah, that's what they believe. Gaiman believed. He's naive. Everyone talks about how he's a Harvard MBA and all this sort of business, but he don't understand how contracts work. Unfortunately, contracts aren't superseded by belts. No one, legally speaking, no one gives a fuck about the belts. Simple. No one does. Not even a bit. Not even a bit does people care about the belts. No one cares, contractually speaking. Now, before the contract, they can have leverage, in as much as if there was no contract, then of course the belts give you a bit of leverage, because you can say, I'm the champion. Hence why. But before Ruiz signed a contract long before he was anywhere near the belts. Yeah, that's bottom line. And with that in mind, as I was saying, Gaiman and whatnot believed the belts had some sort of leverage, and that's why he's so broken. That's why they can't understand now why AJ is literally going to listen. AJ's rumored. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but AJ's rumored to be getting $100 million for this fight, $40 million site fee in Saudi, $100 million net. This dude Ruiz is locked in at $9 million. Yeah, Gaiman's pulling his hair out. Listen, Gaiman's on all the different tablets. He's on all of it, a whole lot of it. He's got a whole medicine case full of tablets to try and ease his anxiety. He can't believe that Hearn has pulled a blinder on him. Simple. In Essex, they call it a blinder. Yeah? Hearn has pulled absolute shocker on him. He's sitting there with his manky how many figures? He's sitting there with 7 figures. And Hearn and AJ are damn near about to make 9 figures. Literally. 7 million versus damn near 100. No doubt. $100 million. Yeah? Off of this they fattened Ruiz up. People laugh and joke about how fat Ruiz is. They didn't know the half of it. No one thought he was this fat. No one thought that AJ and Hearn could have possibly fattened him up that much. Yeah? He's now $100 million turkey, about to be chopped up on December 7th. And they know that now. They know the fix was in. They're thinking, wait a minute. We expected AJ to demand to go to the UK. How is AJ so confident about going to Saudi? They know now. They know it's game over. They know that AJ went in there and fell over for shits and gigs. He went in there because Fury and Wilder, they didn't want no problems. And we know Hearn, he's the pinnacle of business. Don King weren't, no disrespect to Don King, but Don King weren't structuring deals like this. Don King weren't thinking 10 steps ahead. Don King weren't thinking, you know what, if we let AJ lose to this little fat dude, we can then build that, we can make AJ versus Wilder fight. In fact, we can make a bigger than AJ versus Wilder fight. Let's get it straight. AJ versus Wilder, he was looking at $60 million for that fight, by the way. Simple. Wilder was looking for 40. Well, tell a lie. And actually, AJ was only looking at about $50 million for that fight, because as it happened, Wilder weren't going to sign the contract for 50-50 anyway. So he'd be lucky to get 50%, which would have been $50 million. Now, Ruiz is locked in at $9 million. They're looking at $91 million plus. Who could be even more? Who knows? $91 million. He's doubled up. This fight is twice as big as the Wilder fight out of nowhere. And that's because Hearn too smart for Gaiman. Gaiman got none of them man saw it coming. And that's why they realise now that Andy Ruiz is a cash out jobby. Yeah, that's why they're sitting there and they're trying to be smart with it, trying to think a little ways how they can make some bread, because they know it's over now. Yeah, Ruiz is sitting there, he's buying mansions, he's buying jewellery for his kids, thinking he's smart. Bro, you made 6 million for the first fight, you're making 9, this will be your last payday ever. So he's sitting there, him and Gaiman are sitting, I've heard from people inside the camp, they're sitting there, they've got a little maths book out, they've written down 6, they've written down a 9, and it's come to 15, plus, Andy's then taken half of the top for Heyman. He's sitting there scratching his head thinking, wait there a minute, the taxman's going to take half, that leaves 7, Gaiman's going to take the other half, that leaves 3. He's only got about 3 million, so he's feeling sour now. Because he thought he was on... A lot of these fighters, they don't understand the taxman. They don't understand Gaiman. Gaiman's taking half of the top, yeah? The taxman's taking half off the top. Out of 15, you're left with about 3. 100%, no doubt. And Andy don't like it. Andy don't like the fact that AJ's sitting with a 90. AJ's sitting at 100. And he's sitting at 3. That's it. Bottom line. And anyway, I just want everyone to know that I've explained many times... Go easy on these guys. Go easy on Ruiz. Go easy on. I know a lot to give you the exclusive information, but my sources have told me don't go too hard on them. If you see Gaiman, don't tell him about his. Don't share his private, confidential information. Don't share his medical information. So if you speak to Ruiz, if you speak to Gaiman, don't go telling him, I've heard you're on antidepressants. I've heard you're on anti-anxiety. Don't go do that. That is a bit disrespectful. But just know that these guys are mentally broken. When you see Ruiz smiling on Instagram and being happy, he's not happy, man. He's broken. He's a broken man. Bottom line, he's a broken man. So just know, when the truth and facts are more powerful. You don't need to rub it in. When the YB is already giving you the facts, you don't need to rub it in. Just know that them man are broken. Yeah? Simple as that. Absolutely broken. They're scrapping around. And it's funny, a little while ago I told everyone that Gaiman was at his desk slapping the pen. I've heard from sources inside Gaiman's camp. He was at his desk slapping paper around, trying to find bits here, trying to find bits there. People thought I was joking. Look at how Ruiz's team are responding. Does that look like a team that's in control to you? Does it? The fight gets announced and they're trying to back out and whatnot. Does that look like a team that's coherent? Does that look like a team that's in control? Absolutely not. They've lost all their calmness. It's funny because everyone rates Gaiman. Everyone says, "Oh yeah, man, Gaiman, man, he the best in business, man." Even though he lost $300 million for PBC investors, but yeah, he's really good at business. Oh yeah, man, that Gaiman, man, he changed boxing, man. He changed boxing in the last 10 years. Gaiman's been involved in boxing. What headlining fight has he put on? And don't count Floyd fights, because Floyd fights, they weren't even under PBC. Yeah, let's get it straight. But take Floyd out of the equation, he ain't got none. And he's been around for 10 years. Ern Hearn's been around 2 years, and he's absolutely killing the game. Anyway, before I go, Mike Coppinger, who also broke, well, tell a lie, I was about to say Mike Coppinger, who broke the story that Ruiz was absolutely shook and was looking to back out of the rematch clause. But he didn't break the story. The YB broke the story. Let's get it straight. Who was the first... Never mind Mike Coppinger today. Who was the first person on the internet saying Ruiz was refusing to sign the contract? It weren't no Coppinger. It weren't no Athletic. It weren't no one. It was the YB 100%. Now, if you man wanna wait 5 weeks to hear the same news the YB was giving you 5 weeks ago, that's your business. Anyway, as I was saying, Mike Coppinger, the man who brought you the news 5 weeks late, has also released some more information about essentially saying, which you can see on your screen now, essentially saying that Andy Ruiz might be able to get away with ducking AJ because he might be able to cite that Saudi Arabia is a security risk. But at that point, just a quick thing on that note, that might be the case. Although I'd find it hard to believe because in business, from AJ's point of view, they could argue, well, there's been several big fights that have been there. The World Boxing Super Series, that final was there. I know it wasn't a massive name, but still it was a final. And it was a World Championship level event. I'm pretty sure there was 2 belts on the line. Simple. Or at least 1. So I'm finding it hard to believe. On what basis can you say that? Level 2 or not? They've taken fights there before. And also, more importantly, it's a contract. Yeah? If Ruiz had a problem going to level 2 security risk, guess what he should have done? He should have said, listen, in that rematch clause, I want to make sure there's no level 2 security risk in there. You can't sign it and then try and backtrack about, I'm worried about level 2 security risk. Well, you should have thought about that at the time, should you not? Your legal team should have been on point to get in your worries back then. No good saying it now. And ultimately, the other thing is this. If I was AJ's team, I'd say, you know what? Don't worry about it then. Don't worry about Saudi Arabia. We'll take it to the UK then. We were trying to do you a favour and be neutral. So from where I'm sitting, Mike Carpenter talking about, oh well, they might be able to win this case on this basis. It's no problem from where I'm sitting, because if it's not Saudi, we'll go back to the UK. That's it, and AJ will do what he should have done in the first place: is put his foot down and bring it to the UK. And the last thing I'll say is, I think I'll actually scrap it. I'll leave the video there. Yeah. So I hope you might enjoyed listening to the same news the YB told you 5 weeks ago. But as I was saying earlier in the video, the YB's got 2 new videos coming out soon. They are exclusives. Exclusive videos only on the YB. Hang tight for them. And obviously, holla back.